The unwanted gift. The derelict Dawn hung in Earth's orbit like a cosmic joke. Its hull was pitted with micro-meteor impacts, life support systems wheezing on backup power, and propulsion systems that hadn't been updated in 3 centuries. This was the Galactic Alliance's welcome gift to humanity upon their official admission to the interstellar community. Captain Eliza Chen stood in the observation deck of the International Space Station, her dark eyes fixed on the dilapidated vessel through the viewport. Beside her, Ambassador Korev maintained his diplomatic smile, though the tightness around his eyes betrayed his true feelings. "The High Commissioner assures me that this is a great honor," Korev said quietly. "Apparently, it's tradition to present new member species with a historical vessel." "Historical is one word for it," Chen replied, folding her arms. "Decommissioned junk is another." The alien delegation had departed hours ago, their gleaming ship making the derelict Dawn look even more pathetic by comparison. High Commissioner Vexella had been particularly condescending, her third eye barely concealing her amusement, as she formally transferred ownership of the vessel to humanity. "They think we should be grateful," Chen continued, "for a ship that would cost more to scrap than it's worth." Korev sighed. "The Alliance operates on symbolism. This ship symbolizes our novice status. We crawl before we walk, or they expect us to fail." Chen turned away from the viewport. "I want a full assessment team on that vessel within 24 hours. Let's see exactly what the Alliance has gifted us." Dr. Maya Okafor floated through the derelict Dawn's engineering section, her specialized tablet cataloging the alien systems. Despite serving as the lead xenotechnologist for the United Earth Space Initiative, even she was struggling to make sense of the vessel's outdated technology. "This propulsion system," she said into her comm unit, "it's positively archaic. The Alliance hasn't used particle acceleration drives in over 500 years. Is it salvageable?" Chen's voice crackled through the comm. Maya pushed herself to a peculiar hexagonal chamber that seemed to be the heart of the drive system. "Barely. But there's something unusual here. The quantum harmonizer is unlike anything in the Alliance's current tech database." "Meaning?" "Meaning they either gave us something so old it predates their current understanding, or—" Maya paused, running her scanner over the strange crystalline structure at the center of the chamber, "or there's more to this ship than they're telling us." Over the next 3 months, a hand-picked team of Earth's brightest engineers and scientists lived aboard the International Space Station, shuttling back and forth to the derelict Dawn. The Alliance had expected humans to make a ceremonial show of the vessel, perhaps convert it into a museum or a training simulator. They hadn't expected Captain Chen to request salvage rights and permission to modify the ship. "Your species is peculiar," the Alliance liaison, a tall, mantis-like Thraxian named Zexor, had commented when Chen submitted the official request. "The vessel is non-functional by modern standards. What do you hope to achieve?" Chen had simply smiled. "We're a resourceful species, liaison Zexor. We see potential where others see obsolescence." The Thraxian's mandibles had clicked in what humans had come to recognize as their equivalent of dismissive laughter. "Very well, Captain. Salvage rights granted. Though I warn you, when your efforts fail, it will reflect poorly on humanity's readiness for deeper integration into Alliance affairs." What the Alliance didn't understand was that humans had spent their entire history adapting, repurposing, and improvising. From stone tools to space travel, necessity had always been the mother of invention for humanity. Dr. Okafor's team made their breakthrough on day 127. "The quantum harmonizer," Maya explained to an assembled team of engineers and officers, "isn't just a propulsion component. Our best guess is that it was originally designed to create stable wormholes, but the Alliance abandoned the technology due to unpredictable results." "You're saying we have a wormhole generator?" Chen asked, leaning forward. "Not exactly." Maya brought up a holographic model of the modified drive system. "We've integrated our own graviton compression technology with the harmonizer. It doesn't create traditional wormholes, but it does manipulate space-time in a localized field. Essentially, we're not moving the ship through space. We're moving space around the ship, finished Lieutenant Commander Jackson, the propulsion specialist, like folding a piece of paper to bring 2 points together. But that's theoretical technology, Korov protested. The Alliance is centuries ahead of us, and even they haven't mastered it. Maya grinned. They wouldn't have, not with their approach to quantum physics. They build around quantum uncertainty. We're building into it. In plain English, Doctor, Chen prompted. We've created a prototype drive that, in theory, could make this ship faster than anything in the Alliance fleet. But there's a catch. It's incredibly unstable and consumes massive amounts of energy. Chen nodded slowly. How soon until we can test it? 2 weeks for a controlled test. But Captain, I wouldn't recommend actual space trials for at least 6 months. You have 3, Chen replied. The test came sooner than anyone expected. 83 days after Maya's breakthrough, an emergency signal reached Earth from an Alliance colony in the Proxima Centauri system. A solar flare had critically damaged their atmospheric regulators, and thousands of colonists faced suffocation within hours. The nearest Alliance vessel was 3 days away. The derelict Dawn, rechristened the Phoenix by her crew, was humanity's only option to reach them in time. We're not ready, Maya protested as technicians hurriedly made final adjustments to the modified drive. The containment field is only at 78% stability. People are dying, Doctor, Chen replied, strapping into the command chair. Sometimes you have to run before you can walk. The Phoenix's departure from Earth orbit was witnessed by the Alliance's permanent diplomatic contingent. High Commissioner Vexela watched with her 3 eyes, narrowed in skepticism, as the refitted vessel, still bearing many of its original scars, powered up its strange new drive configuration. They've altered the harmonizer, her technical advisor noted with alarm. That technology was deemed too unpredictable for practical use ages ago. Perhaps we'll finally be rid of this human fixation with obsolete technology, Vexela replied dismissively. When their modifications fail, they'll understand why the Alliance progresses as it does. But the Phoenix didn't fail. As the drive engaged, the space around the vessel seemed to ripple like water. Then, in a flash of blue-white energy that temporarily blinded observational instruments, the ship vanished. It reappeared in the Proxima Centauri system 43 minutes later. The Alliance colony was saved, its population evacuated to temporary shelters, while the Phoenix's crew worked alongside colony engineers to repair the atmospheric systems. By the time the Alliance rescue vessel arrived 3 days later, the crisis was over. Captain Chen stood on the colony's observation platform, watching the massive Alliance cruiser settle into orbit. Beside her, Dr. Okafor monitored the Phoenix's systems remotely. The drive's fried, Maya reported. Complete burnout of the primary containment systems. We'll need a full rebuild before she flies again. Chen nodded. But it worked, Maya. It actually worked. It did more than work, Maya replied quietly. According to Alliance navigational standards, what we did should have been impossible. We just rewrote their understanding of physics. The Alliance vessel's shuttle landed at the colony's main port. From it emerged not just the expected medical team, but High Commissioner Vexela herself, her entourage of advisors trailing behind her. Captain Chen, the High Commissioner said, her voice lacking its usual condescension. The Alliance Council has questions about your vessel's modifications. Chen straightened her uniform. I imagine they do, Commissioner. We have some questions of our own. Starting with why you gave us a ship containing technology your own records claim was decommissioned centuries ago. For the first time since humanity had joined the Galactic Alliance, Vexela's third eye blinked in what humans had learned to recognize as surprise. Perhaps, the Commissioner said carefully, we have underestimated your species' potential. Chen smiled. That, Commissioner, is something we humans have grown quite used to. Paradigm shift. The debriefing lasted 3 days. Alliance technicians swarmed over the Phoenix, their instruments prodding every modification the human team had made. Captain Chen endured 18 hours of questioning from the Alliance Security Council, explaining in painstaking detail how Dr. Okafor's team had integrated Earth technology with the ancient quantum harmonizer. On the fourth day, High Commissioner Vexala delivered the Alliance's official response. The Council has determined that the modifications to the vessel designated Phoenix constitute a Class 3 technological security concern. She announced in the colony's administrative chamber. Under Article 14 of the Alliance Charter, the vessel must be surrendered for proper decommissioning. Decommissioning. Chen echoed, disbelief coloring her voice. We just demonstrated technology that could revolutionize interstellar travel. Technology deemed unsafe by Alliance standards, Vexilla countered. The quantum harmonizer was abandoned precisely because of its unpredictable nature. Your creative applications have only heightened those concerns. Chen glanced at Dr. Okafor, who sat stiffly beside her. Maya gave an almost imperceptible nod. Commissioner, Chen said carefully, under Article 23 of that same charter, newly admitted species retain salvage rights to gifted vessels, including any technologies derived from them. Not when those derivations pose security risks. Which hasn't been proven, Chen interrupted. Your technicians found our containment protocols unorthodox, not unsafe. The drive burnout was due to rushed implementation, not fundamental design flaws. Vexella's third eye narrowed. Captain, this is not a negotiation. The Phoenix will be transferred to Alliance custody within 48 hours. Chen stood. Then we'll need that time to properly document our work. My engineers remain on board until the transfer. The Commissioner hesitated, then inclined her head slightly. Granted, but be aware that any attempt to remove or conceal Alliance technology will be considered a violation of your membership terms. As soon as the Alliance delegation departed, Chen activated her secure comm unit. Initiate Protocol Icarus. We have 48 hours. 47 hours later, the Phoenix broke orbit without authorization, its hastily repaired drive system operating at minimal capacity. Alliance security vessels immediately moved to intercept, but the Phoenix had a crucial head start. Drive status, Chen demanded, gripping her command chair as the ship shuddered. Containment at 62% and holding, Maya reported from the engineering station. We can make 2 jumps, maybe 3 before critical failure. Plot a course to the Veil Nebula, Chen ordered her navigation officer. The radiation interference should help mask our signature. The Alliance vessels were closing rapidly, their advanced propulsion systems easily outpacing the Phoenix's conventional thrusters. But conventional propulsion wasn't Chen's plan. All hands, secure for spatial displacement, she called. Drive activation in 10 seconds. The familiar ripple effect enveloped the Phoenix, and the pursuing Alliance ships seemed to stretch away as space-time folded around the vessel. Then, with a stomach-turning lurch, the stars shifted, and the Phoenix emerged at the edge of the Veil Nebula, hundreds of light-years from Proxima Centauri. Lieutenant Kim, the communications officer, looked up from her console. Alliance wideband channels are lighting up, Captain. They're declaring us rogue operators. Expected, Chen replied grimly. Status of the harmonizer, Dr. Okafor. Maya's fingers danced across her console, degrading faster than projected. The nebula's radiation is accelerating the quantum decay. Can we reach the coordinates? Maya hesitated. One more jump, but it will completely burn out the system. We'll be stranded. Chen nodded. That's a risk we'll have to take. Prepare for final jump on my mark. The Phoenix's last spatial displacement took them deep into the nebula, to a region that Alliance charts marked simply as navigational hazard. As the drive finally failed, power fluctuations cascaded through the ship's systems, leaving them on emergency backup. Through the viewport, the crew could see why the Alliance avoided this region. Space itself seemed wrong. Light bent at impossible angles, and sensor readings fluctuated wildly between different physical constants. A reality fracture, Maya whispered, staring at her readings. just like the theoretical models predicted. In the heart of the Veil Nebula, the normal rules of physics grew thin. Quantum states that were merely theoretical in normal space manifested as observable phenomena here. It was precisely the environment that the quantum harmonizer had been designed to interact with, and precisely why the Alliance had abandoned the technology. "Can you repair the drive using the ambient conditions?" Chen asked. Maya nodded slowly. "Not repair. Rebuild." The nebula's quantum instability could actually power the harmonizer directly, without the containment problems we faced before. For 2 weeks, the Phoenix drifted in the nebula while Maya's team reconfigured the drive system. The Alliance would be searching for them, but the nebula's interference made detection nearly impossible. On the 15th day, Lieutenant Kim detected a signal unlike anything they'd encountered before. "It's not using standard communications protocols," she reported. It's modulating the quantum field itself." "Source?" Chen asked. "Deeper in the nebula. And it's getting stronger." Chen made her decision quickly. "Reconfigure sensors to track the quantum modulations." "Dr. Okafor, how soon can the drive be operational?" 24 hours for basic functionality. "But Captain, we haven't tested." "We tested by following that signal." Chen cut in. "Something tells me we're not the first to discover this place." The Phoenix ventured deeper into the nebula, the rebuilt drive system allowing it to navigate the increasingly unstable reality around them. The signal led them to what appeared at first to be a massive asteroid, until sensors revealed it was perfectly symmetrical, its surface covered in patterns that pulse with energy. "It's artificial," Maya confirmed, "and ancient. The material composition doesn't match anything in our database." As the Phoenix approached, a section of the structure's surface seemed to dissolve, revealing an entrance large enough for the ship to pass through. "It's inviting us in," Lieutenant Commander Jackson observed. "Or it's a trap," Security Chief Ramirez countered. Chen studied the structure. "We're already trapped, Chief. The drive can navigate the nebula, but we don't have enough power to leave it. Our only option is forward." Inside the structure, they discovered a vast chamber that seemed larger than the exterior dimensions should have allowed. At its center floated a crystalline object similar to the quantum harmonizer, but vastly more complex. "It's the same technology," Maya breathed, "but evolved. Perfected." Before they could investigate further, their sensors detected multiple ships entering the nebula. Alliance vessels, their hulls specially shielded against the radiation. "They found us," Kim reported. "How?" Ramirez demanded. "The nebula should have masked our trail." "They're not following our trail," Maya realized. "Looking at the readings, they're following the same signal we did." The Alliance fleet approached cautiously, their communications cutting through the interference with increasing clarity. "Attention Rogue Vessel Phoenix," came the voice of High Commissioner Vexala. "You have entered a restricted zone. Power down and prepare to be boarded." Chen opened a channel. "Commissioner, we've discovered something here that you need to see. Something connected to the quantum harmonizer technology." "Your deceptions no longer," Vexala began, but her transmission abruptly cut off as new readings flooded the sensor array. "Multiple spatial distortions forming throughout the nebula," Jackson reported, his voice tight. "Something's coming through." They emerged like oil spreading through water, vessels of impossible configuration, their hulls seeming to exist in multiple states simultaneously. Where they passed, reality itself warped and tore. "Breach entities," Vexala's voice returned, now urgent. "All vessels, emergency protocols activated. Withdraw immediately." "What are breach entities?" Chen demanded. "Theoretical invaders from another reality state," Maya answered, her eyes fixed on her readings. "The Alliance has myths about them, creatures that can pass through the thin places between dimensions. I never thought they were real." The Alliance vessels began to retreat, but the breach entities moved with impossible speed, surrounding them. One by one, the Alliance ship's systems failed as reality itself was rewritten around them. They can't function in the quantum instability, Maya realized. Their technology is too rigid, too dependent on stable physical constants. Chen saw their opportunity. But ours isn't. Dr. Okafor, can our modified drive interact with these distortions? Theoretically, yes, Maya replied. The harmonizer was designed to stabilize reality fluctuations. If we reverse the polarity, we could disrupt whatever allows these entities to manifest. Chen finished. Do it. As the breach entities closed in on the remaining Alliance vessels, the Phoenix positioned itself between them. Maya reconfigured the drive, channeling power from every available system. This will burn out everything we've rebuilt, she warned. Better than letting those things through, Chen replied. Execute. The Phoenix's modified harmonizer activated, creating a cascading wave of stabilized quantum fields that spread outward through the nebula. Where it touched the breach entities, their impossible geometries simplified, solidified, and then shattered, forced into a single quantum state they couldn't sustain. In minutes, the incursion was over. The surviving Alliance vessels hung in space, their systems slowly recovering. On the Phoenix, every circuit and conduit in the drive system had melted into uselessness. "We're dead in space, Captain," Jackson reported. "No chance of repairs this time." Chen nodded. "Open a channel to the Alliance flagship." High Commissioner Vexella's face appeared on the view screen, her three eyes blinking in rapid succession, a sign of extreme agitation among her species. "What did you do, Captain Chen?" she demanded. "We saved your fleet," Chen replied simply, "using the technology you tried to take from us." That's not possible. The harmonizer technology could never be weaponized in such a manner." "Not with your approach to quantum physics," Chen replied, echoing Maya's words from months before. "You build around quantum uncertainty. We build into it." There was a long silence before Vexella spoke again. "The Alliance has misjudged humanity, it seems, and misjudged the potential of technologies we discarded. We have a proposal, Commissioner," Chen said. "The Phoenix needs a Tau home, and your scientists undoubtedly have questions about what just happened. We're prepared to share our modifications in exchange for full recognition of our salvage rights and collaborative research moving forward." The Commissioner's third eye narrowed, then relaxed. "The Council will agree to your terms, Captain. It seems humanity has proven itself a more valuable addition to the Alliance than we anticipated." As Alliance tractor beams locked onto the Phoenix to begin the long journey home, Dr. Okafor joined Chen on the bridge. "They'll try to control this technology," Maya warned quietly. "Classify it, restrict it." Chen smiled. "Let them try. The genie's out of the bottle now." She gestured toward the crystalline structure they'd discovered. "And something tells me this is just the beginning of what we'll find out here." Maya nodded. "They gave us their worst ship, thinking it would keep us in our place. Instead," Chen finished, "it's going to change everything."